Good morning, my potato chips. How you doing? Me, Paddy from across the shock. And I apologise for doing so many videos. If that's the thing you should be apologising for, I just don't want to swamp you with my videos but I've just got a bit of time recently, and I'm really enjoying making videos. And today's one is no exception at all. In fact, this has probably been one of the better, for me. I hope it is for you. Videos that I've had to think about. I've really had to put a bit of time into, and it has taken a bit of time. And what this is an open tag, and it's the knives that you will never get rid of in your collection. And I'm going to put air quotes above never, because it's a word that we use lots of times. And I know myself, I have broken that law so many times. So I'm not, it's not tongue in cheek, but it's ones that I don't think I'll ever get rid of at this very present time. So this is going to be ones that are maybe sentimental to you. These are ones that you like the maker, or it's a knife you've chased for a long time. Whatever reason it is you've got it and you don't think you're going to let it go, let us know. And I'm going to start with mine. As you know, this is a sentimental one for me. This is the Hinder Slippy. I bought this to remind myself of my father when he passed away, and well, it was a while after he passed away, and I wanted something that would, when I took it out, would make me smile and think of the good times with my father. And I had good times with my father. This knife, the Hinder Slippy, is just an amazing knife. It is my best non-traditional knife, full stop. I just love this knife as a knife as well. But I do, when I bring it out, no matter when I bring it out, I think of my father. So it worked for me. And I'm really happy to have that thought that my dad didn't like knives. Well, he used them, but he was never a knife collector. He used knives. He worked with his hands a lot of his life. So he always had knives in his toolbox and things like that. So that's my first one. And that will never go. I could say that's probably, that's a bit of a given. The next one I'm going to bring out is this beauty. This knife, I'm going to show you some of this is in desert ironwood, and the figuring on this knife is just beautiful. Again, sometimes it's really hard to get it to show. There's some parts of it nearly glow in the light. It is just an absolutely beautiful filed back spring. This is Taylor's Eyewitness, but it's made by a maker who I like, Lee White, who's a real nice, genuine, hard-working man. Works for Taylor's Eyewitness, and he makes all their knives from the very budget to these high-end. And this is a high-end Barlow. I just love it. I love everything about it. I have two of them. And that's why the air quotes are in there, because at the minute I love this desert ironwood, and I have a burlwood one, which is a much lighter version, and it gives me a really good difference between the two of them. So either one of them could be down here. But if something came along that was extraordinary, I might do it. That's why the air quotes are there. I might trade one for it. But other than that, I can't see. This style of knife will not leave my collection. I might trade it up for something different, but I just think at the moment it's amazing. I just love it. I love the English Barlow. I love the fat handles on it, the bulbous end at the bottom. It fits in your hand beautifully. It's just the most gorgeous shape of a clip point. A real good, and the bolsters on this are just outstanding, along with the file work. And for the price you pay for something like this, between 160 and 180, it's worth every single penny. I just love it. So there's another one out of the way. The next one might be a surprise, because it would surprise me. I was going through my Great Eastern cutlery knives and thinking, what knife would I not give away? Or would I not trade? And that was the thing, because I've been doing a lot of trading for other knives. And this is a number 29 pattern. It's a stockyard. Is this a Dixie stockyard whittler, or I'm not sure what the name of it is, but it's a number 29 pattern. It was made in 2019. And this, to me, personifies workmanship, blades that are useful. And as you can see, the etch is going off on this one. This is a used knife. This is a knife I use. And the reason I use it is because I've got 3 blades. One of them's maybe a tool more than the other 2. They're cutting blades. Beautiful clip point that GECs all have. This beautiful sheep's foot. Absolutely great for detailed work. You've got a bit of belly on here, so you can get it down on a flat surface. But you also have the punch. And it is an immaculate punch with a sharpened edge. You can see it's hollowed and it's got a sharpened edge here. And it works incredibly well. It goes through wood amazing. Never mind leather. It'll go through solid wood with ease. So as a useful knife, there isn't another knife in that toolbox of mine with GEC knives that I can honestly say that I wouldn't trade for an upgrade on that model. This, I love the bone. I love the handles. This is the unexcelled version, which is the higher end. It's pinch bolsters. It's got a shield that I love. It's got 3 blades that are incredibly useful. So that's why I wouldn't leave that. It's not an emotional attachment. It's because it's just, to me, it's the perfect pocket knife. You know, it's about 3.5 inches closed. It is the perfect pocket knife for me. And that's the one out of all my GECs that I wouldn't get rid of. And look at the way these blades sit in there. How beautiful is that? It really is a stunning knife. Fit and finish, just immaculate as most GECs. And this little crease along here, where they have dipped it down so you don't get blade wrap with this pin that goes through. This is your spring pin. But look at the absolute perfection with which that is done. So even as a knife that is just beautiful, it is also made as a work knife that you don't have to worry about setting it back in. It's just a beautiful knife to use. Do I still put it in a slip? Most of the time. But sometimes it just gets thrown in my pocket if it's a quick job. There's another one. Now, the next one is one of my newer knives. And this is a custom, an MDK Michael Duplessis from South Africa. I just love this knife. And why do I love it? Look at that blade. Hand rub satin finish. It is stunning. A little snub nose, as I call it. It's my 45 of knives. I have been carrying this. I've probably had this in my pocket about 4 times this week and used it. The shield on it is this is micarta, and the shield is micarta as well, black micarta. And unless you're in the right light, there you are, you can see the shield. In real life, you can see it more clearly than that. But look at the way that shield is put in there seamlessly. I just love it. And it's not got a solid steel bolster. So it means I can just throw this in my pocket. And I'm not worried about scratching up the bolster. I use this, although it's one of my more expensive knives, and one of my most expensive knives. I use it because I just love the hand filling, that bulbous end that the tailor's eyewitness sort of knives have is in that knife. But look at that satin finish, hand satin. It's just a gorgeous workmanship. The only thing that lets it down is the point. There isn't a real tip for getting into things. And sometimes that's what I find that is missing in this knife. But I wouldn't change it because I just find it beautiful. But also, it's a custom knife, expensive, that I will use. And that makes it even more valuable. Listen to that. It is just beautiful. Listen to that snap. That is gorgeous. I love this knife. Genuinely love it. It's like a Federal shield there. Again, I'm really finding it hard to show you what it looks like in this light. But anyhow, there's another one that will probably never leave my collection because it's a custom and I use it. Here's another recent one to my collection, and this is the Tony Bose case, the vintage one from 2003. I absolutely adore this. You know, for all you can say about case and all the hassle that goes on with case, I've had a really good run with case, but I know that I've been very fortunate. But this is workmanship of the highest quality. And these are the knives that Tony Bose had a hand in developing, showing the tradesmen at Case how to put them together, how he wanted them to go together. And it's just an absolute cracking knife. This will probably, because I can't replace this. Tony Bose will never be making these again with Case. They might come out with ones that are Tony Bose inspired, but I know he's had his hand in this, in the making of it and showing people how to make it. It is an absolute belter. I just love it. Listen to that. Beautiful. Just a stunning fit and finish is immaculate. Just beautiful. I absolutely, so Case can definitely do it. They have the tradesmen there that can do it. So the reason I wouldn't get rid of it is because I couldn't replace it. You know, unless I'm going to go and buy another one. But as a knife, as a jackknife, a serpentine jackknife, it is perfect. Absolutely perfect in hand and use. So we'll put that out of there. And this is my last one. And this one, would you believe it, is probably the cheapest of the lot. And it's a custom knife. Now, when I say cheap, do not let me fool you. Do not be fooled. This is by no means a cheap knife. It is a knife that has been made by a craftsman, Ashley Harrison, who's the son and joint owner of Arthur Wright Knives here in the UK. And this was a custom he made for me. I gave him the details and he went ahead and made it. And this knife brings me so much joy. One, because I know the father and son, and I know them. I've spoke to them on the phone. But you know when you know people are just good people and they're nice people and their customer service is faultless? That's why I like this knife more than any other and why it will not leave my collection. One, it was made for me. It's a one-off. There isn't another one out there like this. There might be similar, but at this moment in time, this is mine. And this is a beautiful, beautiful sheep's foot blade. Beautiful swedge, nail nick. I love the Arthur Wright insignia across the top. Absolutely beautiful. A slightly hollow ground blade, very thin behind the edge, but a sturdy frame to work. I use this constantly. Constantly. This is my using companion when I want to do some hard work. It is fantastic. But the thing that keeps this one in my collection, much like the one for my father, is the fact that I have actually got a sentimental attachment because I like the two men. I like Ashley Harrison as a human being. I like him as a knife maker, but I also like his father and what they're trying to do for the UK knife community. And it makes this knife ultra special to me. Much like Lee White, who makes knives he's somebody that's keeping the tradition alive. And yes, they're doing it for money. Yes, they're doing it because it's their job. But they put love into their work, and you can't beat love, can you? You just can't beat it. So, that was a bit dramatic, wasn't I? A wee bit dramatic, but I actually mean it. Do you know what I mean? This knife just touches everything about a knife. One, it was made for me. I like the people. The knife is fantastic. It's not just the people that are nice. The knife is fantastic, and one of my most useful knives in my toolbox. So there you go, folks. That's mine. I would love to see yours. I really would love to see the knives that you have. Very strong backspring in this. And when I'm doing it behind the camera, I have to be careful. So I would love to see your knives and maybe a little bit of the reasoning of why they won't leave your collection, with air quotes, because we're all finicky little knife people. But that is my half a dozen. You don't have to do half a dozen. Even if you've only got two, you wouldn't get rid of. And this is not for slip joints. It's just my knife collection now is mostly slip joints. So let me see what you've got and what you'll probably have the whole time you're around YouTube. Take care. Pally's gone. And if you're just a subscriber and you don't have a YouTube channel, write down below some of the knives that in your collection you wouldn't get rid of. because I would love to hear what you've got. And sometimes it's like you hear what other people have got, and it starts something in you. You go and research. Well, this is what I do. I see what my subs have put down below, and a lot of the times, and then I go and research that knife to see why they would like it so much. And I have bought so many knives going off of what my subs who don't have channels let me know they've got, that I've gone and researched. The joy of knife. The joy of knife. So please join in. It's an open tag. If there's quite a few of you join in, I'll do a library, but I'll let you know, and I'll put the videos up in my library. So let me know if you've done a video. Take care. Paddy's away for a cup of tea, and thinking up another video for tomorrow. Bye-bye. Take care now.